Before we go any further here, I think it's time that we talked about a little bit of some technical stuff here. So if you go to the Manage tab on the top here, we have something called Object Styles. Okay, we're going to talk about materials a little bit later. Object styles are kind of sit at the top of the heap as far as controlling what objects look like. So if we click on object styles, we can click in there, and you've heard me say category. I keep saying category. It's kind of like if you could relate it to AutoCAD or MicroStation, it's a layer. And what happens is that these are the different categories. You can't create a new category. They are just there's a standard set of categories: windows, walls, topography, structural columns. These are all categories. These are model categories. There's also annotation categories. These are tags and symbology and markers and stuff like that. Okay, line work, reference planes, roof tags, section boxes, section lines. These are annotation objects. And this is the category. Okay, we're not going to talk about this stuff right now. So model categories, annotation categories. Everything in Revit has to be one of these categories. Some of these categories, a lot of them, have subcategories. If you click on here, model object, there's door is the category, and there's subcategories: elevation, swing, frame, glass, and you can create subcategories yourself. If you create a door family, you can create subcategories, and then you can control how they look. So the reason why, for instance, when we look at a wall, we say, okay, when the wall gets cut, okay, look at what it says. The wall category, which is all walls unless there's an override, when they are being projected, meaning like in elevation, they use a pen weight of 2. Okay, a pen weight of 2, line weight, projection. But when a wall is being cut, it uses a pen weight of 5. That's actually pretty thick. Okay, and your pen weights, okay, so just to continue on, we'll talk about the pen weight. So, and it's color black, and it's a solid line. So that's why when we look at a floor plan, okay, if we go to a main floor plan and we zoom in on these walls, that's why these walls look the way they do. Okay, the inner wall lines are what are called common lines because they're common between the layers. But that wall line right there is black and pen weight 5. Okay, watch what happens. We'll go over here to our object styles. I'm going to go back down to walls. Okay, and this applies across the board. So if I go and say, okay, I'm going to change when a wall gets cut from a pen 5 to a pen 3 and hit apply, look what happens. Okay, walls. Okay, common edges are these little ones in between. Watch, I'm going to take a common edge when it's being cut, and I'm going to change the color to be red. Hit OK, hit apply. All of a sudden, those common edges are red. And maybe I only want them to be thin. I can make them a 1. Okay, projected is when they're not being cut. Okay, so I hit apply, and they're a little bit thinner. Maybe I don't even want it to be a solid line. Click on here, change that to be a center line. Hit apply, and that's on a grid line. Let's change it to be a different type of. Let's go down and make it a center 1/4 inch. Hit apply. There you go. Okay, so these are object styles. All I'm talking about is the wall category and the subcategories here. Okay, so that is what globally makes doors and windows. Let's do another one. Okay, click out. Let's go over to, let's do a window. Okay, why does that window look the way it does? Okay, because by default, unless there's an override, and you can do an override, if you go to the object style, we go to Windows, it's a model object, okay, Windows, look, subcategory, so Windows, when it's being projected, it's a 2, and when it's being cut, it's a 2. And then if you work your way down, elevational swing. The little lines you see in elevational swing, they're dashed and they're black, and this is the line weight. Frame and mullion line work, okay? You're looking for big numbers. You see the glass here? The glass, when being cut, is a 4. That's why that glass looks so. If you actually want to see the glass, if you make it a 1 and hit apply, you don't, maybe a 2. Okay. Pen weight 2, projected. That would be in an elevational view. Opening, plan, swing, sill and head, trim. So other categories, sill and head. Again, 3 is a little bit high. The opening itself, which is the opening in the wall. Okay, that's fairly heavy line. Hit apply. Looks good. And that, of course, would change all the windows, because an object style changes all the objects of that category unless there is some sort of an override with it. In fact, I do think I have my windows in backwards after all. So I need to flip all those windows. Not sure why I did that. Now, so that's a bit on object styles, but we also have annotation objects as well. Watch. Object styles. Let's go to annotation objects. Let's look at our section lines. Okay. Section line is a pen weight 1 and it's a solid line. So let's say I want my section line to be a pen weight 3 and I want it to be a phantom, like a double dash line or something like that. Double dash 3/8. Hit apply, click out. Okay, so now all my section lines, grid line looks like that. Section lines look like this. Okay. The bubble and stuff on the section line is different. You click on here, go into edit type, and you can set the callout tag and the section tag as far as what you want on there from in there. Okay, so that is all kind of object styles, and the underlying rule is the categories. Start thinking categories and subcategories. Door is a category. Detail item is a category. Column is a category. Notice there is column category and there's also structural column category. That will get you every time. Structural columns have analytical attributes, and these columns are architectural columns, and although a lot of them look the same, they don't have the structural aspect to it. So annotation, objects, categories. Look at the categories. I'm going to keep using that. So to leverage the term category, okay, and I'm going to fix this in a bit. Let's go to, for instance, our elevations, okay? See these lines and stuff? That's that topo surface that we have in there. That's because this category is visible in this view. So if I pick on this object, I can go up to here and say hide the category. We'll hide all the topo surfaces. Okay. Now let's say I like the way this view looks. I can save this as a template. I can go up to view now and I can say view templates, and I can say apply create template from this view. I like the way this view is set up with the scale and the categories and everything, and I can call this, I usually put my initial in here, DG elevation, and then I hit OK, and then it lets me fine tune whatever options I want in this view template, and it saves it. Now I can click on my north view and go up here and say apply a view template and pick my DG elevation, and it'll zap that and apply all those view properties to it. In fact, I can click 2 of these at a time, I believe, and go into the view template here. Will it let me do the default view template? I'm going to set the default view template to be DG elevation, and then I'm just simply going to say apply the default template. So now all of these views have been zapped with the DG elevation template, which has specific categories turned on and off and scale factors, etc. So that was a mix of category information with the object styles and then applying a little bit of that information, creating our first view template. Okay, you can also go in here and say view template settings, and then you can see your different view templates in here, and this is all the settings for that particular one I created. Okay, we'll talk about view and visibility graphic overrides a little bit later, and of course that will take place back here on our sheets. So you can see everything that we're doing, updating all of our views, is happening back on our sheets.